Hello, I'm Darren Crapo, and welcome to the Thursday edition of UFO Planet. On tonight's program, I have some clips for you from the United States of America, Canada, Australia, England, and Turkey. You know the drill. I'll be back in 30 seconds right after you check out what's coming up on today's show.
First 2 to 3 minutes again here, we already see an orb going at a tremendous speed. UFO Planet.
Just before I get the show going today, I just want to say a happy Independence Day to all our American friends down in the United States of America. I hope you have an excellent 4th of July. Speaking of the United States, we're going to head right away to Sedona, Arizona for a fascinating video of 4 objects up in the sky. Take a look at this. Take a look at those lights. I was looking at this for quite a while, trying to figure out what exactly those lights are flying around. Very grainy video, unfortunately. Published on March 10, 2013, Sedona, Arizona in the United States of America. Take a look at those things. Now this is a replay. I've added a sharpness filter to try and bring out the quality a little bit. Didn't do a whole lot of help. Put in a negative there so you can see the objects in a different light. Very interesting. Sent to us by Gavin Fry in the United Kingdom. Appreciate that, Gavin. So what do you make of that? I thought that was an absolutely fascinating UFO video. Definitely a UFO video. That one's going to be hard to explain. I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone has to say about it. Next, we're going to move down to Brisbane, Australia. And this is a photograph of an airplane taking off from an airport. And in the snapshot, the person happened to capture a UFO. Let's take a look at this. So there we have a Qantas Airlines. That's definitely something you'd see down there in Australia. Take a look in the lower right-hand corner there. There's a UFO. Digitally zoom in here. Now, do you think that's a craft, or do you think that's a bird that just happened to get captured in the right pose, or a bug that's close enough? Take a look at what it looks like there enhanced. Very interesting. Recorded on July 1st, as a matter of fact, as a lot of the clips in today's program were recorded on Canada Day. Take a look at, there you go, there's the airplane, the enhanced version, and the UFO all together on the screen. Again, that was from Australia, filmed on Canada Day. And as I mentioned before, many of the video clips from today's program were recorded on Canada Day. I was kind of thinking there might be a lot of activity up here in Canada, and I was exactly right, and we have some of those videos for you today. Next, we're going to move to Colorado, and this is an area called Lone Tree. It must be pretty shadeless there, I would suspect. And this is 4 lights in the sky. There was 2 separate photographs that were sent in, and in those photographs are the same 4 objects captured 2 times. So let's get this going from Lone Tree, Colorado in the United States of America. So here's the first photograph. Kind of hard to see that object or objects up in the sky. Digitally zoom in here. And there we see what looks to be 4 objects, or 1 object with 4 lights. Hard to say. This particular photograph was captured on July 2nd, 2013. Here's the second photograph. In this first photograph, there was no chemtrail, and in this particular one, you can see the jet trail up above the objects. Very interesting looking. And again, was over Lone Tree, Colorado in the United States of America. Be interested to know what you think of that one. And here's what you had to say on some of the clips that I had on the last program. Well, thank you everyone for sharing your opinions on the clips that you see on UFO Planet. I appreciate that very much. If I were your boss, I'd give you all a raise today. You're all rock. Well, let's get heading on over to Russia. And this is a clip that some of you have probably already viewed online, but we're going to take a look at it in a little bit more detail. This is I guess we're not going to Russia. It's Russia Today in their London office, and this was an interview being conducted, and a UFO flies by in the window behind the interview. So let's get this clip going from London. And you see the newscaster here, the interviewer, you see that UFO go zipping by? Now we're going to replay that here a few times because it goes pretty fast. So here's a replay. Look in the top part of your screen and you see something go zipping by the window there. We're going to replay this a few more times, this time in slow motion, real slow motion, so you can see it. Pretty interesting, isn't it? June 13th, 2013 newscast. So now here we're going to look at it in slow motion again with an enlargement so we can see it a little bit better. It's difficult to see what that is. Some might call that a rod UFO, I suppose. I looked online to see what the general comments were, and no one really had an explanation. You know, we have our typical commenters on YouTube that got rude and things like that. Some said it was just an aircraft. But I'd be interested to know what you think. I think that one's pretty hard to explain as well. I like those kind. Next, we're going to move to Turkey, and this is a UFO over Turkey. Very, very interesting because this has all the appearances of one object up in the sky, but before long it splits into four. So let's get this clip going from Turkey, filmed on July 3rd, 2013, very, very recent, or published I should say. Now there's your single object appearing up in the sky. Very jittery video, but very interesting to look at. Now once he zooms out, that's when the split occurs. But when that split occurs, I do have an enlargement on the screen so you can kind of get an idea. It's pretty hard to see because it's a long ways away. So here we go, it's going to split. Take a look at that. Whatever that object is now four objects. And there's a digital still cut out of the video so you can see there are now four lights in the sky over Turkey on July 3rd, 2013. Again, one of those videos that's difficult to explain, not easily explainable. The kind I like to have on UFO Planet. Well done, Gavin, our UFO Planet researcher. I have no idea what to think of that, but I looked at that a few times and thought, wow, that's very interesting. Next, we're going to start in a series of 3 UFO clips that were captured on Canada Day here in Canada. I hoped there would be some activity, and my hopes came true. The first one we're going to head to is in Hamilton, Ontario. And in this video, I looked at it several times, and I spotted a couple of things that I thought the person might be confusing for a UFO. But then I actually see something, and I'm going to point it out as we go here. So here we go to Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. So now you can see this flashing light. To me, that was pretty obviously a communications tower, or two communications tower, one with a strobe, white strobe, another with a red light. But then there are some other things that start to appear in this picture. See, if you look up a little bit higher, there's a couple of anomalies. I think those were caused by light, backlight on the lens. You saw a reflection like there was an explosion of some sort, fireworks or something. But keep your eyes up at the top of the screen here. There's going to be an object appear here, some objects, and there's more than one. I kind of take and focus on one particular object that appears. So there it is, you see the arrow pointing to it there. Now in the replay, pay attention to what happens to this object, especially in the slow motion. That object looks like it has a trajectory and is flying away in what looks like a man-made or a guided trajectory, meaning this isn't just something falling out of the sky, in my opinion. Recorded July 1st, 2013, Canada Day, over Hamilton, Ontario. There we go back to the towers, and the object seemed to disappear. Now that clip is substantially longer. You might want to go there and check it out, because the person said there was more than one UFO. Now I kind of saw the one and focused on that one. Go check it out and see if you can find the other UFO or UFOs that are in that clip. Next, we're going to head to Cambridge, Ontario. Lots of action down in Ontario. And again, this was filmed on Canada Day, July 1st, and is a single object up in the sky. Now, it's pretty self-described by the person shooting it, so I'll let you listen to that. Here we go from Cambridge, Ontario.
I don't know. Yeah. What is that? It's not a plane, right?
Well, it's not making any noise.
Woo! It's a bug buzzing by my ear.
Yeah. Maybe someone over there setting them off.
No, Taylor, that can't be. It's like...
It could be a lantern.
No, it's not a lantern. That's the same thing we saw last summer, right? Well, it was probably closer.
What? Stand up. No! Whoa! They're actually disturbing us when we're trying to watch fireworks. Whoa! Look at those guys playing fire down there. Look at those ones up in the sky. Look at those guys setting them up in the sky. Would it be ironic if when that one disappears, another one comes?
I don't know, that's 2 in one night that we've seen though. Now it's getting far away now.
Where's it? Where's the light?
It's hard to see now. It's way up there.
Excellent video recorded by Jen in Cambridge, Ontario on July 1st. Now that video itself is actually 6 minutes long, and then she has another clip on there as well. So totally, I think there was about 8 minutes of video that Jen captured down there in Cambridge, Ontario. You should go check it out and see what else you think. There was only one comment posted on YouTube, and that was lanterns. What do you think? Now we're going to head off to our UFO Planet Viewer Encounter segment, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to play a clip that was also recorded on Canada Day 2013 by one of our regular contributors, Frankie Gotts in Hamilton, Ontario. Frankie put together a nice video presentation, about 6 minutes long, of his experience on Canada Day. So we're just going to play that for our UFO Planet viewer encounters. And here we go. Frankie Gotts in Hamilton, Ontario.
A ruby red light. Now, this light started coming towards us, towards Hamilton. It was coming from Grimsby way, and it came like at a great speed, like about, maybe 200 miles an hour, and then slowed right down and kind of hovered over the CHCH tower area, and then slowly accelerated and went really quick over past Ancaster. Now, it was in my vision for at least a minute and a half. I had my camera going, and I don't know what I did wrong, but it did not capture it. I had the greatest footage. I was so proud of myself until I went to take it out of the camera, and it's not there. So I'm really...
You couldn't get it on film?
I couldn't. No.
Oh, bro! That makes me want to cry. Give me this. Can't get it, man.
Can you see it?
Yes. Where is it?
Holy shit.
There's a couple. I got it. I see it.
You see that shit, man? It's like landing. You see that shit?
It is landing.
It's going in the water.
That's weird.
Oh, it disappeared.
No, it's still there.
No, it's still going down.
Oh, is there an airport over there?
No, man.
It's still going, look.
Where?
Over there.
Let's go back up.
Where? Where is it?
Holy shit.
There's a couple. I got it. I see it.
You see that shit, man? It's like landing. You see that shit?
It is landing.
It's going in the water.
That's weird.
I got it. I see it.
You see that shit, man? It's like landing. You see that shit?
It is landing.
It's going in the water.
That's weird.
Oh, it disappeared. Okay, so it's 11:30 p.m. July 1st.
Canada Day.
And we're sky watching, and here we are on the side of the mountain. I don't know if the camera can see it. But...
Yeah.
And people come here to look at the fireworks that happens at the bayfront there at Pier 4. And anyway, long story short, the funny thing is, we come here, and within the first, what?
I'd say good 2 to 3 minutes of getting here.
The first 2 to 3 minutes of getting here, we already see an orb going at a tremendous speed. We speculated, what, 100 kilometers, 120 kilometers an hour.
It's moving pretty quick.
You'll see in the video, and I was able to keep my camera on it pretty good, and I followed it, and it looked like it went towards the ground.
Yeah, it definitely went towards the ground. It came from the sky and it went towards above the houses. It was a bright red ball with like glowing, with glow red around it. It came down from the sky and hovered above the houses like for about, I don't know, a couple blocks at least, and then went back into the sky.
Yeah, and like it was ruby red, and my friend Alex, he said that he caught it earlier, caught the same phenomenon going at a tremendous speed. And I've captured these ruby red orbs on a previous experience on April 27th of this year. So, and I've seen ruby red orbs being caught by other people. So there's some, I'm starting to think, because I keep seeing ruby red orbs, there's something going on here. connected, whatever, for whatever reason, ruby red orbs like Hamilton. But what I was trying to get at is, I wonder what they are, because seriously, like, once you see this footage, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's not an airplane. An airplane doesn't go that fast. I don't know what that was, man, but it was nothing like I've ever seen before. I've seen
definitely something to see too, but
yeah, that was
not
awesome.
too often you see something like that happening.
Yeah, and it was happening right at the finale of the fireworks. Like,
there has to have been a good, like 70 people here sitting all along here, all the way down.
Nobody noticed it besides us and another couple. I'm sure other people might have noticed it, but like it was going pretty quick. I don't blame anybody enough for not noticing it, especially if you're not there to look for those kind of things. You're there to just like see the fireworks, right? I don't care about the fireworks. I'm looking for weird stuff that I'm looking for, and I found. So anyway, another successful mission completed, in my opinion, and I feel great about it.
Excellent video clip there. I really appreciate that, Frankie. Frankie sent me that link in email, and I went and I viewed the video, and I knew for sure that needed to be on UFO Planet today. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Well, actually, that's all the clips I prepared for today. I hope you enjoyed them. Again, I want to wish all the Americans a happy Independence Day, and all of you be safe and keep your cameras pointed to the sky. Until Monday, I'm Darren Crapo, and this is UFO Planet. Have yourselves a safe and happy weekend.
First 2 to 3 minutes of getting here, we already see an orb going at a tremendous speed.
Just before I get the show going today, I just want to say a happy Independence Day to all our American friends down in the United States of America. I hope you have an excellent 4th of July. Hello, I'm Darren Crapo, and welcome to the Thursday edition of UFO Planet. On tonight's program, I have some clips for you from the United States of America, Canada, Australia, England, and Turkey. You know the drill. I'll be back in 30 seconds right after you check out what's coming up on today's show. In the United States of America, take a look at those things. Now, this is a replay. I've added a sharpness filter to try and bring out the quality a little bit. Didn't do a whole lot of help. Put in a negative there so you can see the objects in a different light. Very interesting. Sent to us by Gavin Fry in the United Kingdom. Appreciate that, Gavin. So what do you make of that? I thought that was an absolutely fascinating UFO video. Definitely a UFO video. That one's going to be hard to... Speaking of the United States, we're going to head right away to Sedona, Arizona for a fascinating video of 4 objects up in the sky. Take a look at this. Take a look at those lights. I was looking at this for quite a while, trying to figure out what exactly those lights are flying around. Very grainy video, unfortunately. Published on March 10, 2013. Sedona, Arizona explained. I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone has to say about it. Next, we're going to move down to Brisbane, Australia. And this is a photograph of an airplane taking off from an airport. And in the snapshot, the person happened to capture a UFO. Let's take a look at this. So there we have a Qantas Airlines. That's definitely something you'd see down there in Australia. Take a look in the lower right-hand corner there. There's a UFO. Digitally zoom in here. Now, do you think that's a craft?